This is Roger Simon.
And Lionel Chetwynd.
Welcome back to Poliwood for our special Oscar show. You know, this was the first time we voted online, isn't it?
It's so exciting. Everything is new this year. The world's reinvented, including voting online, putting in more codes than I've ever had to remember. And then when you got it and you wait for the phone to ring, well, why is that? You have to wait, and then a voice would say, your special code is this, that, and the other. You type it in, and the ballot would appear.
I think they wanted to make sure that the Chinese weren't going to hack into the Oscar ballot. Also, here's a question. You know, with the demographic of the Oscar voters being somewhere south of 407,
that's right.
Do you think they're going to get all the votes in this year?
Because we're young people there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, I think that's true. I think it was going to change it a lot because a lot of people didn't vote, or you'd forget to mail your ballot. I mean, that many years. And I think the number of voters will probably increase.
And let's get down to it. Okay, without revealing our votes too much,
because the Academy doesn't like that.
Let's talk about how we might have voted and how they think the Academy voted. Let's go, because we're writers, dealing with the most important category first.
The only one that matters.
Screenplays. Yes, best adapted screenplay. What do you think? How do you think it's going to go?
I can't imagine anything but Silver Linings Playbook.
Neither can I. In fact, I'm going to say something right now about the Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best Hollywood movies of the last few years as a real great piece of writing, and that it will probably be something we'll all be watching in 15 years.
Yeah, we always say when you go to the Academy, the screening room are the posters of all the films that have ever won Best Picture. That one will always be there, and it will stand with pride with Casablanca and all of them.
It'll be up there.
I believe that.
Really great.
And you know what another film I think will survive? We'll come to it as Argo.
It will, but on a lesser level. But all right, okay. Best adapted, best original screenplay. You
show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Okay. Well, I think it's actually going to go to the French this time, to the French Austrians. I think Amour may win it. That's
You and I are very alike in a lot of ways. He said, not revealing his vote. Yeah, and I also think it will be a refuge vote. The elephant in the room here is Zero Dark 30, which people who know about films understand it wasn't really a very good film. It was 3 films cobbled together, none of which had a great purpose.
We agree.
A lot of mistakes in that film. It's become a political thing where people are kicking it around, and I think the Academy will be looking for refuge. And I do think that that Amour is a very good refuge vote.
Yeah, because it's a very serious art film. It makes them feel good about themselves to vote for it. Made me feel good to vote for it. And that's another reason it might win. But okay, let's move on.
That's like a geezer factor, which I think affects Best Actress. It's very interesting. I think this is between Jennifer Lawrence, who was 22 in Silver Linings, and Emmanuel Riva, who was in her 80s for Amour. So the geezer factor, I think, comes into play when you look at it and you kind of curmudgeonly old men saying, she's a kid, she'll have 100 chances. But Emmanuel Riva, you know, she can take it to the grave with her. And I think in the end, I also think there's a sense that young American actresses she doesn't have an English accent, let me put it that way. And so my feeling is that I wouldn't be surprised to see Emmanuel Riva get Best Actress. If not her, it's got to be
I think it's interesting.
Lawrence.
I mean, you may be right. I voted for Jennifer Lawrence. I think it's an extraordinary performance. I think, look, they were both great, no question. And I agree with you, too, that Jennifer Lawrence is going to she's going to be the next Barbara Stanwyck or something. I mean, this is a large actress and with a future that's extraordinary.
20 years old, she played a knowing. I mean, she's wonderful, wonderful. But she'll be around for long. So I don't know whether if the geezer factor doesn't affect it, she wins. If there's a kind of this sense of the passing of the torch, maybe Emmanuel Riva will have her moment.
All right. How about Best Actor?
Can I just put in a little plug for Best Supporting Actor? Alan Arkin.
Yes,
speaking of geezers, I mean, just one of the most wonderful presences in American film for half a century. Yes, no one can choose scenery like him and make it look like steak. Yeah, actor in a leading role. Well, I mean, now that gets a little more complicated. I really admired Hugh Jackman enormously in Les Mis, but I don't see him getting the Academy. I just don't see him carrying it. The Academy's not responding to Les Mis.
Well, I didn't either. So I mean that. The reason I don't like Les Mis is very simple. I don't like the music, and if I don't like the music in a musical, yeah, right.
Well, I know I did. I liked it very much.
I'll tell you, I think they're going to give it to Daniel Day-Lewis in a movie that I particularly found boring. I think that's what they'll do, and that's what they'll give to.
I found it endless, but they have to throw. I think the Academy has to throw something to a Steven Spielberg film, and that's the easiest place to do it. It will not stand as one of Daniel Day-Lewis's great achievements, and that is a film I believe will be quickly forgotten.
It should be, and let's throw in this because we're on PJTV here. I think it's terrible that Kushner and Spielberg told that lie about the vote on the amendment about those guys from Connecticut that they got called out on, and then Kushner said, there's no reason to be factually inaccurate in a movie like Lincoln. I mean,
yes, no, because those are settled facts now.
I mean, who someone voted for is settled.
Well,
what they said in private isn't, but who they voted for
But
is.
the lies that they are telling are become minuscule when compared to the lies they told in Munich.
That's for sure.
So, so they're improving. Compared to Munich, this is gospel.
All right. Well, now we're at the big Megillah. Who's going to win?
I'll tell you what my five were. I happen to have my five in front of me. My five were Amour, Argo, Life of Pi, Les Mis, and Silver Linings Playbook. Those are my five.
Obviously, three of those were in my top three: Silver Linings Playbook, Argo, and
Amour.
Amour. The others were down my list. But I think that the Academy is going to ultimately give this one to Affleck, and that Argo will win Best Picture. That's my call. Even though I think, as I said before, 15 years from now, Silver Linings Playbook going away will be the Best Picture.
I think Silver Linings Playbook, actually. I think they're going to try and avoid all the arguments,
and go for personal relationships and art.
The Academy's never, the Academy goes through periods of great bravery where it nominates films that you just take your breath away, that they have the courage to do that. And then you have the years of Butterfield 8 and The Greatest Show on Earth. We haven't had one of those in a while. No. I think we're due for that. But fortunately, there is Silver Linings Playbook. I do think Les Mis was one of the great achievements of filmmaking. I know we disagree on that.
Well, it's nice to disagree on something here.
Well, yeah, it is. But I mean, it's just. But I tell you, one of the things I do, I hope Silver Linings Playbook and Argo walk away with the majority of awards.
Oh, so do I.
And that is because we are in.
Actually, I hope Silver Linings Playbook, Amour, and Argo do, because Michael Haneke did a splendid thing.
I agree. This is a political statement on my part, though. I think people do not understand what is happening, I think, generally. You have to live here, be part of this, to understand how Hollywood is atrophying, how we have lost not only we were once preeminent, then at least we were central to the process, how now we are running behind great buildings in Dubai and Qatar, where the money's coming from.
Well, I mean, Hollywood is not separate from America, unfortunately.
I'd like to, well, that's, yes, this is to be part of this current regime. Everything is being trashed, including our grip on the popular culture. And so,
anyway,
get a couple of great American films, let them work.
Anyway, you can see Sunday night whether Lionel and I were right in our picks. This is Roger Simon.
And Lionel Chetwynd.
Next time in Poliwood.